It's about that time again. Welcome to double-digit weeks for NCAA football. Today's the fourth sim season 2. We got big new kickoff in our hands as a pivotal Big Ten showdown is about to take place between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Penn State Nittany Lions. First time you're seeing both of these teams in games, so we gotta take a look at these rosters. We're gonna take a little first look at each of them. Of course, starting off with the Hawkeyes. Just in the face game there. Jason Manson is the starting quarterback. They had gotten Chris Chandler last season, but he got injured before the bowl game. Couldn't play. That was very unfortunate. Jermel Lewis and Kevin Sherlock are your running back duo for today's game. Aaron Mickens at fullback. Ed Hinkle, James Townsend, Quentin Solomon, Calvin Davis, and Matt Malloy make up your receiving core. Mike Follett, Tony Jackson are your tight ends. Offensive line is led by redshirt senior tackle Peter McMahon. D ends, Matt Roth and Brian Madison. D tackles are Jonathan Badmino and DJ Callahan because of Fabian Dodd's injury. Outside linebackers, Chad Greenway, Edmund Miles. Middle linebackers, Abdul Hodge and Dwayne Morgan because of Clarence Harper's injury. He's out for the year, unfortunately. Antoine Allen and it's going to be Chigozie Ejiasi as the outside corners. Javon Johnson, unfortunately, is hurt. And Adolphus Shelton, it's either the nickel or dime back. I may have to take it to depth chart again just to see what's going on there. Sean Considine, who was an NFL athlete. He doesn't play anymore. He's the free safety, redshirt senior. And true freshman custom recruit, Brandon Cavazos Jr. You'll be seeing his debut on a stream. He was actually playing pretty well until he got injured, but he is healthy for this game. Adam McDermott at kicker, David Bradley at punter. And of course, gotta take a look at the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Not Rice. Penn State Nittany Lions, your starting quarterback for this one is Zach Mills, redshirt senior. Austin Scott and Mike Gasparotto are the duo at running back. Fullback, Paul Jefferson. Receiving corps consists of Kenta Palmer, Ernie Terrell, Gerald Smith, Josh Hannum, and Ray Whitehead. Tight ends, Jonathan Bass and Mike Levi. Offensive line is led by Chris McKelvey, redshirt senior guard. And for the tackles, it's John Wilson, Abraham Mecca, or maybe it's Chris Aletta for the tackle. And because of the center injury, one of the guards, I think it's Scott Davis, that will be at center. D ends, you got John Bronson and Sam Ruhe as the D ends. D tackles, Levi Brown, Tom Bahali. He used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. Outside linebackers, Jimmy Mitchell, Jamarcus Crenshaw might be playing this game. Tim Johnson, J.R. Wrzinski, who is playing everywhere for the Nittany Lions. Alan Zamitis, Maurice Humphrey are the outside corners. Nickelback Gio Vadimia and Tavarius Hutchinson as the nickel and dime. Free safety is Calvin Lowry. Chris Harrell at strong safety with Robbie Gould, legendary kicker. He played for the Bears and Niners in his career. He's the senior for Penn State in this one. And Jeremy Capados as the punter for Penn State for the Nittany Lions. So those are your rosters for this game. Your first look at this Big Ten Showdown's rosters. We had a crazy week 10. I'm not gonna hold it against you that you were unable to see those games, but yeah, it was an extremely crazy week, to say the least. And yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you all about those scores. I think you've already seen it, but just for the people that have not seen it just yet, I'll definitely have to let you know about that. So here we go. Iowa taking on Penn State. Both teams definitely in the running of a Big Ten title. 2-1 for Iowa in Big Ten play. Penn State 3-0, undefeated, trying to keep pace with Ohio State. Iowa 3-4 overall, which is not that good at all. But Penn State 5-1 with their only loss coming against Toledo. Here we go. Happy Valley, Beaver Stadium at University Park, Pennsylvania. For this Big Ten showdown between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the 25th ranked Nittany Lions of Penn State. Nittany Lions coming out of the tunnel, ready to duke it out here in this Big Ten game, this big noon kickoff. Here come the Nittany Lions. Hey everybody, it's always, I am Temper Prince, commentating every single game solo. There are the Big Ten standings. I'm currently 2-1, Penn State 3-0, and yes, Michigan 3-2, because they lost to Purdue. Little spoiler alert there. And Ohio State won as well against Indiana. It was a close game for some reason, but it's time for Iowa Penn State. There is Adam Scott. 500 yards, 8 touchdowns, tied for the second most in the Big Ten, only trailing Maurice Clarett, who has what I believe is an NCAA best right now at 15 touchdowns. That's Maurice Clarett's rushing touchdown numbers. So here we go, coin toss. Iowa wins it and will receive. I just clicked through it. I completely get that. I gotta go to empty instruction because, well, this is our first time with these kinds of players. It looks like offensive line, starting offensive line looks fine for the most part. I think Clausen will have to be put in a right guard. There's that. Oh, whoops. Linebackers, they should be fine. It's just Sheldon Terrell will be the second middle linebacker for this game because of Clarence Harper's injury. And for corners, it's James Townsend who is the nickelback. And Kevin Sherlock is actually a dime back, so that kind of sucks. And safeties are just fine. Okay, for Penn State, let's see here. They have like a right tackle in, center and right tackle out. I'm just trying to figure out who to put in. So Metcalf will have to start, will have to play. Looks like I'll put Davis in at center. Yeah, I'll have to put Davis in center and Reed at right tackle just for this game. And for this game at least. Or maybe it does that automatically. I guess we'll have to say. But anyways, I think it's time to get this game started. Penn State will receive Iowa will receive the opening kickoff. Penn State will kick it off. And here we go, Robbie Gould kicking it off. And this game's underway. Jamel Lewis and Antoine Allen are the return men. Here goes Jamel Lewis. He is taken down short of the 20-yard line into 17. And off we go with this ball game. Of course, Iowa has Jason Hansen as their quarterback. Currently not doing too great. 800 yards, 64 of 147. 5 touchdowns to 7 picks. I think so. He is definitely struggling this season. That's why Iowa is currently 3-4. But a big win over Penn State would actually get them back in the Big Ten race. Last season, they were 1 win away from winning the Big Ten title because of the fact they beat Ohio State and Michigan. Here's the option play to start the game. Outside run for Lewis. What a spin move. Flag is down. He breaks another tackle. He goes to the 36, but this is coming back. It is a holding call on the Hawkeyes. It was Clinton Solomon, the 6'4" junior wideout, who gets the holding call. And that first down run is all for naught. Impact players for the Iowa offense. The running back duo, Jamel Lewis and Kevin Sherlock. And for Penn State's defense, it is Jimmy Mitchell at the linebacker core, and on the D-line, John Bronson. First to 14 thanks to the penalty. Another option for Iowa. Pitches. And this is Jamel Lewis again. He gets another solid game. Jason Manson, 6'1", 185-pound redshirt sophomore quarterback, is the starter for this game. I saw Ruben Church's passing ratings. They were actually better than Matt Monette, who's the backup, and Manson combined, sort of. I mean, Monette has the stronger arm, but Ruben Church actually has the best accuracy of any of those guys. 2nd and 6 after the 8-yard run on the option. Here's the handoff to Lewis again. It's a left side run. That's a first down the sideline. And he will go down close to midfield at the 47. 2 carries for 34 yards for Jabel Lewis already. And it sets up a first down for the Hawkeyes. That was an 8-yard run on the first carry. 26 is the total on the second. And it moves the chains for Iowa. This is their first game of the week, probably ever, or at least a featured game. Left side throw, what a catch! Catch in traffic by Ed Hinkle. Sprinkling in some salt on them defensive backs. With that catch, that's a first down for the Hawkeyes, 31-yard line. So that was from the 47, so that goes as a 22-yard completion. First pass of the game goes for a 22-minute first. Now they're already in Nittany Lion territory. Here come the Hawkeyes. Shotgun play, little rollout. Manson locked her left side, and it's overthrown. Went for Hinkle again. This time defended well, or rather it was just the air bail. Allen's the minus. Richard Jr. corner, able to deflect that one away. It's the 31-yard line. Yeah, Penn State already in a little early hole defensively. See if they can at least stop Iowa into perhaps a field goal attempt. Here's 2nd and 10. Hinkle in motion. To Ace backfield. There's a toss to Jabel Lewis. Left side run. Battles a stiff arm. Spin move. Gets a decent gain inside the 30. Looks like he's at the 26-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down for Iowa. Tackle was made for Penn State. That was Jason Robinson. 3rd string D tackle. And now 3rd and 5 after a 5-yard run and a toss. Can Iowa convert and keep the drive going? Or will Penn State force perhaps a field goal attempt? I formation. Option play looks like, and Manson is decked. Manson's decked. Sam Ruhe, 6'6" senior defensive end, gets him down. And it's going to be a 4th down for the Hawkeyes. Good stop by Penn State. And it looks like, yes, they are going for it. So they are not going to attempt a field goal. Looks like their true freshman kicker does not have the leg. Here we go, 4th and 6. Let's see if Iowa can convert. Or Penn State will hold. Manson has time. Looking, pumps once over the middle. Tipped and complete. What a deflection by Sabitis. And the Nittany Lions will take over on downs. Pretty good, strong start for the Hawkeyes offensively, but they couldn't finish the drive off with points. And it's still 0-0 after the opening drive. Penn State, of course, has Richard Sr. Zach Mills playing quarterback in this one. He's already throwing on the run, completes it. Looks like he's the fullback. Gets a gain of 2 at a 29. And it was Brandon Cavazos Jr. who brought him down. I couldn't even talk because they snapped it so quick. Paul Jefferson, the fullback, gets a catch for 2 yards to the 29. Zach Mills, 64 of 134, 927 yards, 10 touchdowns and 4 picks across this season. Here's 2nd down. Here's the run. It's Austin Scott. He's going to pick up 7. It will be 3rd and short. At that time brought down, it looks to be that Edmund Miles was there for the tackle. Penn State's offense headed by running back Austin Scott and receiver Kenta Palmer. And for the Hawkeyes defense, Penn State currently coming into this game as the 3rd best team when it comes to 3rd down conversions. For Iowa's defense, it's Matt Roth, senior defensive end, and Richard Jr. middle linebacker Abdul Hodge. Here's a 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to the fullback Jefferson, and he picks up a 1st down. Yeah, I forgot to mention about Peter McMahon. He is tied for 3rd in the most pancake blocks in the Big Ten. As for what happened with Zach Mills and Austin Scott, as I said before, Austin Scott is tied for 2nd for the most rushing touchdowns in the Big Ten so far. Zach Mills, 4th most passing touchdowns in the conference. Now here's a 1st and 10 for Penn State after a strong run by the fullback on 3rd down. Bassos in motion. Here's Austin Scott up the middle. And he is level. Or a decent game, but a flag is down, and it's against Penn State. Holding us the call, and the fullback, Paul Jefferson, is napped with a penalty. And Joe Paterno is livid. The legendary Joe Paterno won a couple national titles at Penn State. Actually had some very strong seasons with the Nittany Lions. The latest one with him was 2008. Hobos made the national championship. First and 20 on the I formation. Here's play fake. Mills is going to throw left side. That is completion. And Palmer makes the catch. And it's right around the 45-yard line. So good response to the holding penalty that was called a play ago. And it's actually going to be very manageable for second down. So it's a 17-yard pass to Richard Jr. wideout Kent Palmer. 6'4", 189 pounds. Now it sets up 2nd and 3. From the 45. Lots of players in the box. Here's Mills. Left side throw. That's complete. Jonathan Bass, the true freshman tight end, picks up a first down for the Nittany Lions. Good drive offensively for Penn State. Able to move the ball with purpose and be able to get first down as a first down, much like Iowa on their opening drive. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. First down, Penn State. Tight end on each side of the field. There's an option here for Penn State. Watch out. Mills can run. Mills can fly. That's a loose football, and Iowa's got it. That was a bad decision by Zach Mills to pitch the football in the traffic. And he fumbles the football, and Iowa picks it up. First down, Hawkeyes. And yes, I just missed it, but Chigozie Ajiasi got injured on that play as we take a look at this turnover by Penn State. Mills had a good run. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. He was trying to pitch it somewhere, but ended up losing it. And Sean Considine was able to pick it up, and the Hawkeyes have taken over the first takeaway of the game. Nittany Lions fans better hope that mistake doesn't come back to bite him. Here goes the counter run for Jabel Lewis on first down. He will get 2 yards. Here a fortunate turn of events there for Penn State, as their quarterback was a little careless with that football in the option. That was Swerzinski who got Lewis down the ground for a tackle. 2nd and 8, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Not a good sign for Penn State. Here's Manson looking deep pass. Flag is down. It's against the Hawkeyes. Ferentz was the victim of the holding penalty. That was a great deflection there by Penn State. Gio Vademia was there for the deflection. And it was Brian Ferentz, the redshirt sophomore right guard, who ended up committing the penalty. So 2nd and 18 for Iowa after that holding call. 1:55 remaining in the first quarter. Jamel Lewis in motion. Mickens is still in the backfield. Manson protected well. Locked to right side, and it's tipped. That's him going for Clinton Solomon, but good deflection by the Nittany Lions defense. Looks like Maurice Humphrey, redshirt sophomore corner, was there for the deflection. And it's going to be 3rd and 18. 22-yard line, 3rd and long for the Hawkeyes with 1:50 left. Could Iowa potentially get this 3rd and long conversion? Manson, right side throw, completes it to Jamel Lewis. And he is brought down quickly. Short of the first down, will be 4th. Tim Johnson, the 5th-year senior linebacker, makes the play. And the Hawkeyes will have to punt for the first time in this game. So for Iowa, it is the redshirt senior David Bradley punting for this game. And back to return is Austin Scott, the sophomore running back for Penn State. 6'1", 209 pounds, ready to receive it. This is a strong punt for Bradley to start the game. Take it up to 25. Here's Austin Scott. And he will Yeah, brought down. Looks like he got past the 35 to the 36. And Penn State, no score yet for either team. Let's see if Penn State can make up for the turnover on the option fumble by Zach Mills. Minute and a half left to go. It looks like at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, Nittany Lions. Already in shotgun. Here's Jonathan Bass in motion. And it's QB draw for Mills, and he's brought down. He got taken down in the backfield. Looks like Chad Greenway was right there to make the play. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Mills may have, but it is still going to be probably 2nd and 10 on a no-gain run on the QB run play by Zach Mills. Now here's 2nd and 10 for Penn State. Look on the 5. Mills dropped it back. He is protected. That's a right side throw. That's complete. It's in Iowa territory at the 48. That's a 1st down for Penn State. That was Gerald Smith, the redshirt senior, making the catch. Both at the chains once again. 5'11", 192 pounds. Currently the lead receiver for Penn State right now with 250 yards. That one going for a much better gain than the last one. Or than the last 1st down they had. Now here we go. Ernie Terrell in motion on 1st down. Looks like it's 3 receivers out there. Trips on the left side. Here's Mills. Looking deep left side. It's overthrown. Just barely overthrown. Intended for Palmer. Antoine Allen covering. But the coverage that time. 2nd and 10 coming up. Of course, Penn State last season, they actually did make it to a bowl game, and Ejiasi is not going to be playing anymore in this game with a sprained elbow. Out for just a week, so he's just out for the rest of this game. He'll be back next week. 2nd and 10, handoff. It's Jefferson of the middle. He's got a big run. The big man gets the 1st down. Inside the 40 to 37. Oh, Jefferson made it look easy on that run. Sean Considine was able to get the tackle. Not before he moved the chains. Penn State picking up right where they left off their 1st drive until Zach Mills turned the ball over. Then he's hoping not to do the same thing again. Shotgun play. It's a QB run. It's Mills. It looks like he lost the yard. Chad Greenway was right there again. 2nd tackle of the 1st quarter. 2nd tackle of the drive, rather. And it looks like this time it'll be a loss of 1, unless perhaps he got back to the line of scrimmage, and it looks like he may have. He did. But that will end the 1st quarter. Still no score from any team. But Penn State with the football in Iowa territory, that could definitely change in the 2nd quarter. Let's move there. Zach Mills doing everything he can to avoid a turnover like the one he had on the opening drive for the Nittany Lions offense. Ace backfield for Penn State. Draw. This time it's Austin Scott getting it up the middle. He'll get it to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 4, so 3rd down coming up for Penn State. Good tackle defensively for Iowa to bring it down before he could get a big run going. He already allowed 1 big run for the fullback. They don't want Austin Scott getting going. It's now 3rd and 6 for Penn State. Protected. Mills looking left side. Knocked away. It's Antoine Allen with the deflection. Guarding Palmer again. Mills was looking for Palmer again. This time, it was to no avail as that one was knocked down by Allen. And now here comes a 4th down. Looks like Penn State may go for a field goal here. Maybe. This could be a fake, though. Michael Robinson as the holder. Chris McKelvey as the snapper. And Robbie Gould, the senior. Oh, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll actually kick this one. 51-yarder for Robbie Gould, the senior kicker. This is for 51, and he got it. What a leg I mean, that translated well to the NFL when he played. And hey, he gives Penn State a 3-0 lead to start the scoring output here in the second quarter. So 35 seconds into the second quarter, Penn State finally gets on the scoreboard, and Penn State takes a 3-0 lead. So no touchdown this time around, but they do get some points. Now Iowa must respond. They can definitely respond if they can get Trebell Lewis back in the round game going again. They actually had a good first quarter as far as getting the run game going, but passing game was a whole different story. About the end zone, here comes Lewis on the return. Breaks a tackle to the 21, down at the 22. That is where Iowa will start their next drive. Here for first down. Tackle was made by true freshman fullback Demetrios Miller. So Jason Manson, redshirt sophomore quarterback, leads the Hawkeyes down again. Let's see if they can kind of replicate their first opening drive. Oh, that's not going to do it. Really, Brian Ferentz? Once again getting a penalty, and Iowa's moved back. So it'll be first and 15 instead. What I was going to say is, can the Hawkeyes replicate what happened to their opening drive, except this time they actually put points on the board? Well, I wanted to find out, but it's not going to be easy, especially after that false start penalty that took it to the 18, first and 15 for the Hawkeyes. Here's a toss. Lewis goes inside, is hit hard. What a stop in the backfield by Penn State. That time it was the junior safety, Calvin Lowry. Oh yeah, let me reveal some of these upsets one by one. First off, in week 10. If you already seen it, now BCS number 10 is already out. Pittsburgh loses on the road to Syracuse 27-20 for the first shocker of the week. Here's an option play on second down. Manson quickly gets it to Trebell Lewis. Broken tackle along the right sideline. Brought down to the 25. Nothing too much doing there. It looks like he may have gotten 8 on that carry. It'll be third down for the Hawkeyes. Good stuff by Penn State on the option, not allowing a big gain. Looks like it was an 8-yard gain. 3rd and 8 coming up for Iowa. It's another option on third down. It's going to be a pitch to Trebell Lewis. He shoved it out of bounds, but it's a big loss. Shoved out of bounds that time by Maurice Humphrey, but it was Gio Vademia who got injured. Looks to me that Tavarius Hutchinson will be the nickel back, at least for now. At least until further notice. Bradley will have to punt it again. Second time in this half that he'll have to punt it away. That was a loss of 8 on that option. It was just badly executed. And the Hawkeyes had to punt it away again. Here's Austin Scott on the return to the 46 of Iowa. Very good field position for Penn State, as they have a 3-0 lead here in the second quarter, trying to extend that margin. It was true freshman Todd Underwood who got the tackle. It was a strong safety. Vademia just had the wind knocked out of him, so he will return to the game. 2 minutes are gone by in the second quarter. See if Penn State can put up some more points, preferably a touchdown for the first time in this game. Here's Scott on the run. Not too much going that time. Edmund Miles right there to bring him down. 2-yard run once again. He was tied for second in terms of rushing touchdowns with 8. Only trailing Maurice Clarett, who has 15 touchdowns. An unprecedented 15 rushing touchdowns, which is quite unbelievable, but it makes sense considering that Ohio State is currently undefeated. They utilize the run game so well. For second down, here's Mills lofting right side, and it's overthrown. Went for the fullback, Paul Jefferson. He's 3 of 6 for 44 in this game. Hanson 2 of 5 to 34. So quarterbacks, despite not throwing any interceptions in this game, have not exactly done very well so far in this game. You would think Penn State would actually have a better time throwing the ball, considering your quarterback is actually one of the best in the country. 3rd and 9. Here's Bills. Locked to right side, and it's way overthrown. It's incomplete. Way over the head. Looks like Ernie Terrell was the intended target, but that one went absolutely nowhere. And it'll be 4th down for Penn State. That was Clint Hughes, the true freshman, free safety. That was there for the deflection. So first time in this game, Penn State will have to punt with Germany Capitals. That's return is Shabelle Lewis. First punt of the game for Penn State, and it is a touchback. And it hits the padding on the field goal post. It's 1st down Iowa at the 20. So second upset bomb. Here we go. Florida State, who was the preseason ACC favorite to win the conference, shockingly lost to Wake Forest, 35-32. Wake Forest beats another top contender in the ACC. Now this thing is getting wild. Here's Manson on 1st down, outside throw, and it's dropped. Ed Hinkle was open, did not catch it. Oh goodness, Ed Hinkle, Richard Jr. usually catches those wide open passes, but not this time. 2nd and 10 for Iowa. It is a 3-0 ball game here in the first half. This is not looking good right now for scoring, and Mason is dead. Brought down at the legs. That time, it was Jimmy Mitchell. So 3rd down coming up for Iowa. They are not moving the ball in this drive at all. Penn State's defense really getting to work right now. They have the only 3rd down conversion to game, Penn State does. Here's 3rd and 12 for Iowa. They got to get something going on offense, otherwise they could be in very big trouble. Mike Follett in motion. Here's Manson, well protected, looking aside. Oh, another drop! Ed Hinkle again. He doesn't drop those very often, and when it matters most on 3rd and 12, couldn't come away with a grab, and Iowa goes 3 and out once again. So 3rd punt of the half for David Bradley, a 5th-year senior. Elsa Scott, as always, back to return it. This has been a rough offensive game for Iowa. I mean, every Iowa game you've ever watched is a rough offensive game for them. Here's Scott down the left sideline. He's back in Iowa territory at the 47. Penn State with a 3-0 lead. Here the 2nd quarter now set up in Iowa territory after the punt return. Let's see if Penn State can extend their lead, or will Iowa's defense hold firm again. 3:46 to go in the 2nd quarter. Now with the shotgun goes Penn State. 2 backs still out there, Scott and Jefferson. 3:46 to go in the 2nd quarter. Mills looking right side. Almost picked. Woo! That one went for Ernie Terrell. That was nearly picked. That was James Townsend, the redshirt freshman. Oh yeah, they are already missing Javon Johnson, and now Chigozie Ejiasi, a 5th-year senior, is out as well, thanks to an injury that was suffered earlier. It was a bruised elbow. So James Townsend is the outside corner. You're 2nd down, and Bill's in trouble. He lets it go. He's got a man. It is kicked out Palmer. It's 1st and goal, Penn State at the 5. What a catch. What a throw under pressure by Zach Mills, the 5th-year senior. And it sets up 1st and goal. Just a great throw, great concentration by Palmer to go and get it. It was over the top of the defender, so really good throw by Mills with the pressure to space. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Scott Jefferson in the backfield. Here's Mills in trouble. He is another under pressure throw. It's a jump ball. It's a touchdown for Penn State. Ernie Terrell, 6'3", 199-pound redshirt junior, scores the first touchdown of the game. One-on-one coverage. And he's able to make that grab pretty easily. One-on-one with James Townsend, the redshirt freshman. And it was Terrell who comes away with the football. Penn State up by 2 scores in the second quarter. Robbie Gould, of course, to get the extra point. Make it a 10-0 game with 3:14 left in the half. And this kick is good. Wow. Now the touchdowns are starting to roll in. Sort of. 10-0 Penn State here at home in Happy Valley. And Iowa's already in deep, deep trouble. They have not exactly been great on offense, and it's showing in this ballgame. Last year, they were 1 win away from winning the Big Ten title. Lost their last Big Ten game to Wisconsin, which allowed Ohio State to clinch it with a win over Michigan. So Robbie Gould will kick it off with a 10-0 lead. See if Iowa can respond to this touchdown. In the end zone, here goes Jamel Lewis on the return. He is past the 20. Perhaps the 22-yard line is where he stopped again. That is where Iowa will take over. Third upset. Yes, indeed. It is. This time, it is a home upset in the SEC. Auburn, who, for some reason, I picked to win the SEC in the preseason, loses to LSU in a shootout, 46-43. LSU lost the same way against BYU back in week 3. Now they get a shootout victory over a ranked team. As Jamel Lewis gets a carry, gets taken out of the backfield. But there's a face mask, and it's a 15-yarder. Wierzinski grabs the face mask. And it'll be first down, Iowa. It's an automatic first down and a 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. So Penn State has first down, Iowa has first down and 10. At the 37, 3 minutes to go in the half. Iowa down 10-0. They got to get a touchdown to at least get some momentum on their side before the half's over. Manson with a little bit of pressure into space. One-on-one coverage is overthrown. Went for Ed Hinkle, but good pressure there by Penn State. And it was Jimmy Johnson. No, it wasn't Jimmy Johnson. It was Jimmy Mitchell. Yep, Jimmy Mitchell was there for the pressure. Manson, he just overthrew his receiver, Ed Hinkle. He's been looking for him all game long. 2 of 8 for 34 yards. Not looking good for Manson and the Hawkeyes. 2:51 left, second and 10. Here's Manson again. A little bit of pressure in his face. That time it's intercepted. There's a flag down. I think it was Zabaitis who got the pick, but it's holding against the Hawkeyes, so Penn State gets the possession. It was holding on Iowa. That was the penalty. And it was Cody Asmus who got the penalty, and it was Zabaitis. Allen Zabaitis, the redshirt junior, making the interception, and Penn State's got the ball again. Second takeaway of the game. First one for Iowa, or first turnover by Iowa, and it's first down for Penn State. Scott trying to get the toss going, and Sean Considine right there to hit him right around the line of scrimmage. An absolute nightmare for Iowa fans, as their Hawkeyes have just turned the ball over after being down 10-0, and Penn State is starting to roll again. It was a no gain that play. Considine with a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage. You're second and 10 with 2:20 to go. Here's your 9 formation. Jefferson and Scott in the backfield. Play clock goes to 3. It's a handoff to Jefferson, but he is already taken down in the backfield, but he does get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Sheldon Terrell, the junior outside linebacker. I think he He was just there to make a big play. So 3rd and 9. Looks like somebody had to rest. That's why he was out there. Looks like Emmett Miles something to take a rest. Information on the 3rd and 9 for Penn State. Here is Bills looking for somebody. Left side throw. That is complete to Gerald. Pass interference was called. It was Gerald Smith who made the catch. It was Antoine Allen who got the pass interference penalty. It was another flag. This time it's on Iowa's defense. And Penn State had the catch already, so they declined the penalty. First down, Nittany Lions. He's got 289 yards. Gerald Smith does with 14 catches and a touchdown. He's leading the receiving of Penn State. Here's Jefferson on the option. Now goes left. Considine gets him down, but he gets a gain of 6. And Penn State calls timeout after that big 6-yard run by Paul Jefferson, who is having a very nice first half. Minute 25 to go. Penn State called their first timeout of the game. Second and 4, I formation again. It's Jefferson again up the middle. This time brought down quickly. At this time, that's a 6 carries for 23-yard gain for Paul Jefferson so far in the first half. This time he was brought down. Looks like better this time was Matt Roth, the senior defensive end. Hadn't heard his name all game, but now he gets his name called. 3rd and 2 with over a minute to go. It's Jefferson again. Quarterback got in the way, and he's going to be tackled short. Ryan Madison, the 6'3" sophomore defensive end, able to get there. And with less than a minute to go, Penn State looking to kick a second field goal in the game. And it looks like they will. Yes, Robinson is ready to get the hole for Robbie Gould. 8 of 10 this season for Robbie. And it'll be a 39-yard attempt. "30 seconds to go. Is when they'll snap it. And Gould's kick is good. Went a little bit to the right, but does still make it through. 27 seconds left in the first half. Penn State has a 13-0 lead. There's just nothing going for Iowa right now, and Penn State just has every single bit of this momentum. Now Gould will have to kick it off. Over to Iowa, Jabel Lewis and Antoine Allen, of course, back to return. Iowa is just being caught in a bad way. They got to figure something out, otherwise this is going to be a long day for the Hawkeyes. Here's Gould's kick. Goes to about the end zone. Here goes Jabel Lewis on the return. Gets to the 20-yard line. Maybe to 21. 23 seconds remain in the first half. Let's see if Iowa will potentially try to score on this drive, or will they just run out the rest of this first half? Me personally, with all 3 timeouts, I would actually try for the end zone first time. If it doesn't work, just go to the half. Or if something goes wrong, just go to the half. They will give it to the fullback, Mickens, and he fumbles the football, and Penn State recovers. It's at the 25. Mickens fumbles the ball, the first touch he gets, and the recovery was made by Chris Harrell. Wow, and it was Tamba Hali who got the strip. Aaron Mickens fumbles his first touch of the game, and Penn State has the football inside the 25. And unless something goes haywire for Penn State's offense, they're going to get another set of points in this game. Iowa's just having no luck in this football game, and it's showing right now. Mills on first down, left side throw. It's complete, but a flag is down. It's Jonathan Bass going to the 10. But there is a flag, and it will be against Penn State, as that will be a holding call, much to the dismay of these Penn State fans. Timeout called by Penn State with 13 seconds left. It was Tyler Reed the redshirt junior. Where is he even lined up? He's 74. Oh, he's at center. Okay, so he is at center. Wait, hold on a second. No, he's at... Nope, he's at right tackle. Scott Davis is at center. Okay, so first to 20. Here's Bills, lots of time. A little bit of pressure, but throws it deep. Oh, it's a touchdown. With 7 seconds left in the first half, Penn State strikes again. This time, Austin Scott on the receiving end, able to make the catch. Kafalsos Jr. could not prevent the catch, and Penn State, off the fumble by Aaron Mickens, able to take a 3-score lead. It is going to be 20-0 Nittany Lions here in Happy Valley, one of the toughest places to play in the country. The score just shows why Penn State could be a Big Ten contender out there. For some reason, I had them as dark horses because of their high-powered quarterback. My goodness, they are showing why they are a formidable foe. They could be the best chance the Big Ten has right now of beating Ohio State, because Michigan right now is not doing so hot. I mean, just this week, they lost to Purdue. They lost a couple of interesting games. They lost their week 1 game to Syracuse. I wish it was line. At the goal line, here goes Shabelle Lewis on the return. Nice spin move to the 23-yard line with 3 seconds left. And that is how Iowa will potentially end the first half. Looks like it's going to be another carry just to run out the rest of this first half. Unfortunately for the Hawkeyes, Penn State will receive the second half kickoff once they reach halftime. Mickens will go in motion. Yeah, they don't want him getting the ball again. After what we just saw in this only carry of the half, here goes Shabelle Lewis left side. He has a blocker. He has a spin move. Not quite going to get there. He does get a big first down, but that will end the first half. Looks like he got 46 yards. And that will reach us to halftime. A 20-0 lead for Penn State. Halftime statistics here. From the very looks of it, yes, Penn State is dominating this game, and the stat sheet shows it. I mean, the total yards is rushing yards is even, but passing yards, it's not even a competition. Winning the first downs battle, winning the turnover battle, winning the time of possession battle. I mean, you can't get any better than that as far as dominating a football game here in the Big Ten. Well, aside from Ohio State beating some lowly opponents, well, except for Indiana. For some reason. So here we go. Second half is underway. With the kick. Now here comes Austin Scott. Ready to return this one. That was Bradley who is kicking off. And Scott takes this kick to the 27, maybe the 28. Penn State really just showing their dominance here in this ball game. They are really the only team with a legit chance to contend in the Big Ten with Ohio State. Michigan lost. Michigan State currently 3-1. I don't think Michigan State's got a chance against Ohio State. I mean, they're not that great. Here is Paul Jefferson on the run. Here he's only going to get just the yard this time around. 8 carries for 23 yards in this game in the first half. But now he got a yard. It was Abdul Hodge who got him down. So Iowa's currently 2-1 conference play. If they lose, they would probably fall out because they already lost to Ohio State earlier in the year. Penn State wins, that they will actually keep pace with Ohio State. I think Penn State will have to play Ohio State next week. That will be a big game. Here's 2nd and 10. After no gain by Paul Jefferson. Here goes Zach Mills looking for somebody, looking over the middle, and it's dropped. This time, Quinton Palmer drops this one. 7-13 for 148 and 2 touchdown passes for Zach Mills. One of which coming off a takeaway. So we go 3rd and 10 for Penn State. 28-yard line off the incompletion. See if Iowa's defense can actually get something going and give their offense some life. Mills, well protected, looking right side, and somehow Jonathan Bass is able to make that catch in front of like 6 defenders. A sea of black and yellow, and still able to make the catch. Jonathan Bass, 6'3", 250 pounds. What a grab. I mean, wait, that deserves another look. How about this? There were 4 defenders out there, and Bass still catches it. If I was Iowa's head coach right now, I would be furious. Yeah, it's Kurt Ferentz. He's still coaching Iowa. Here's Austin Scott on the run. Oh, what a spin move. Look at this going up middle field. Breaks into the tackle. At the next play, Austin Scott scores the touchdown. And this beatdown continues. The Big Ten bludgeon is on again. Austin Scott makes it look easy on that run. That run goes for 41 yards. And that is Austin Scott's 9th touchdown of the season. That is number 9. So Penn State is now up by 4 scores here in the 3rd quarter. Just over a minute into the 3rd quarter. It is 27-0. Holy cow. How about these Penn State Nittany Lions? They are just showing Iowa how an offense is run. Oh, has Kurt Ferentz still not figured it out with this offense? Production, I mean, running backs are great, but you're a quarterback? Yeah, you might want to rethink that decision. Manson threw 1 interception, and Eric Mickens fumbled the football. Those were the 2 turnovers by the Hawkeyes. And Penn State turns their opening drive of the second half into a score. Here is Antoine Allen this time on the return. He is brought down to the 21. Oh my goodness, yeah. Houston had such a good start to their season in conference play. Going undefeated, but 31-0 at halftime. Yeah, it might be GG's on the undefeated conference play for Houston. Very fortunate, but hey, it happens to everybody. Well, unless you're Texas or Ohio State or somebody else that's undefeated. Fresno State, 1st and 10 for Iowa. Here's handoff at the counter. Jamel Lewis take it down in the backfield. Nice play defensively for the Nittany Lions again. It was Tim Johnson, a 5th-year senior middle linebacker, making the play. I mean, Penn State's defense knows the running backs are the best position on the field for Iowa, so they're trying to just shut down the run team. Outside, they're going to win this one. So 2nd and 12 for the Hawkeyes after a loss of 2. Tight end was about to go in motion. Little hit in the backfield, but it is Jamel Lewis. Breaking tackles, gets a first down on the screen pass. So they switch it up a little bit, get into the slip screen for Jamel Lewis. He's able to run at a weird, take a weird run after the catch, but he still got the first down, so I really can't complain. 2 catches for 28 yards for Lewis. He's having a pretty good run day, except for that one run that went for a loss of 2. Here's the first down for Iowa. Manson looking over the middle. That is well deflected. I mean, there was no chance that pass was going to even be completed. That was Tony Jackson, the 5th-year senior, who is the intended target. There were 2 Penn State defenders out there over the middle. There was no way that was going to be completed very easily. Second and down for Iowa. Tight end on each side for the Hawkeyes in the ace backfield. Solomon will go motion. And drop it back is Manson. This is another screen for Lewis. He's going to break another tackle. He breaks another tackle. And he's going to get to midfield. That's another Iowa first down. They're finding ways to get the running back involved. And he is making it worth it. Jermel Lewis with another first down on the screen pass. Iowa's finally found some life on offense. 43 receiving yards so far in this game for Jermel Lewis. This is the 49-yard line of Penn State. Here is first and 10 for Iowa. Townsend goes in motion. Toss to Jermel Lewis. He's going to throw it back to Manson, who drops the football. This is why he plays quarterback and not receiver, because he for sure cannot catch. No offense, of course. Tried to run a trick play, but sadly, yeah, the Manson just had bricks for hands. So 2nd and 10 for the Hawkeyes. Now it's Follett in motion. Look like a 4. Here goes Manson. Little defender on the edge. Wobbler pass is a little overthrown for the fullback Mickens. And Penn State holds on 2nd down. It will be 3rd. That was Calvin Lauer defending. There was some pressure thrown Manson's way that forced that throw to be a little off. I think Jimmy Mitchell was there to make the defensive play. Iowa 0-4 on 3rd downs. They got to get a 3rd and 10 from the 49 of Penn State to keep this drive going. Townsend in motion. Manson. Oh, unblocked defender. He's in trouble and he goes down. That's not going to help him at all. And that time, looks like John Bronson was right there to make the stop. And it'll be 4th down for Iowa. They are going to have to punt it away again. Bradley will punt for the 4th time in this game. Just the first time in the second half. Russell Scott, as always, is waiting on the football. Here's the punt by Bradley. No fair catch called. It's at the 10. Here goes Scott. Here's the return. Looks like to the 27, maybe the 28. That's where Penn State will start the next drive. Opening drive of the second half for Penn State. They were able to score 7. Let's see if they can pile it on again. Iowa had some life on offense for a minute there, but unfortunately it didn't last too long. So here's 1st and 10, 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Gerald Smith in motion, toss play goes to Scott. And he's going down behind the line of scrimmage. 6 carries for 51 yards and a score for Scott. Dual Hodge was right there to make the play. Yeah, running backs are actually doing pretty good right now. I mean, Jermel Lewis has like 40 rushing and 40 receiving yards on the day so far. 50 yards and a score for Scott. Loss of 2 on the toss play. 2nd and 12 for Penn State. Little play action. Here's throw by Mills. Great catch. Great thread of the needle. And a great catch by Ernie Terrell. And it's going to be another Penn State first down. This is just a masterclass, not only on offense, but also on defense for Penn State. This is going to be a team that could potentially compete with Ohio State. Potentially. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off the upset, but it'll be interesting to see. So 1st and 10, toss goes to Scott with a fullback out there, and he's at least going to get to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard, but Chad Greenway was right there to make the stop. Of course, Penn State won Big Ten title in 2005 and 2008. Penn State's last Big Ten title from what I can remember, was 1994 or something like that. Yeah, it was like 1994, but they had Kajana Carter at the time of this game. Here is the throw by Mills. That was almost intercepted. Townsend was right there to make the play. And that time it was Gerald Smith who was there. That was the intended target on that play. My goodness, and now 2nd and 10. Or no, 3rd and 10 now for Penn State. 1,100 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in this game so far. He's having a pretty solid season for Penn State. He came into this game in the top 5 of most passing touchdowns in the conference, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Over the middle, completes it to Bass. And it just continues for Penn State. 10 of 17 for 212 and 2 scores for Zach Mills. He is putting on a clinic. And this home crowd is loving it. Another first down for Penn State. 58 receiving yards for Jonathan Bass. This is a big statement win if Penn State can keep this up. Play fake to Scott. Here's a throw. Completes it. Gerald Smith. First down, Nittany Lions. Oh, goodness. It just does not stop, does it? Just doesn't stop. They just continue to gash the Hawkeyes. I mean, eventually, it was eventual that they were going to gas out, but because of this offense, man, they just have just been lifeless in this ball game. Scott goes in motion out of the eye. Here's Mills. A little blitz. Picked up well. One-on-one coverage. Almost caught. Gets up Palmer. Gets up Palmer. Why do we keep saying Palmer? Kinta Palmer nearly had himself a touchdown on that catch. Antoine Allen played some of the best defense he had to be able to prevent the catch. And it just goes as incomplete, so it's 2nd and 10. Minute 19 to go to the 3rd quarter. Penn State trying to score again. This is almost unheard of. Mills, he's a lefty. Short throw, right side. Incomplete for Bass. Caught a lot of those targets, but this time he just couldn't hold on to it as he was running. So 3rd down for the Nittany Lions here at the 26. This is an absolute beatdown by Penn State. It's really impressive to see. Shotgun play. They got a backup running back out there. Here's Mills. Well protected. Looking over the middle. That is going to be dropped. Had it but lost it. Kinta Palmer couldn't quite make the catch. Good defense, though, by the Hawkeyes to prevent that 3rd down conversion. But it will be 4th down for Penn State. Looks like they will kick again. Robbie Gould currently, as far as his 2 years in this sim, 31 of 36. With 1:11 to go, he's going to try to make this one from 43 yards. See if he can make this one. He made a 51-yarder earlier in this game. 43-yard attempt is right down Main Street. Right down the pipe. 30-0, Penn State. Ooh, buddy. This is almost as ugly as Iowa's entire offense the past, decade. Or rather, the past 4 years after they went to number 2 in the country in, 2021. So the past 5 years then. No, it was the past 4 years. So here goes Robbie Gould to kick off again. 30-0. Iowa needs to score at least to make the score look a little bit more respectable. And Antoine Allen is going to get shut down before the 20. J.R. Zwazinski got him down. And it's going to be 1st down Iowa at the 17-yard line. This is getting ugly. This is just really bad. Really, really bad. So here's your shotgun play. 1:03 to go in the third. Here is Manson in trouble. He has two defenders out there unblocked. He's brought down by Jimmy Mitchell. And that is a big loss on that sack. It looks like he got to the 6. And it's going to be second down and 23, actually. He got brought down to the 5. Penn State is just firing on all cylinders, and they just had no end in sight. Manson looking over the middle. This time completes it. That's a big gain. It'll be a third down for Iowa. A much better position. Tony Jackson, the backup tight end, makes the catch. It will still be third down. Ooh, buddy. So it's going to be third down and 5. That was an 18-yard pass to Tony Jackson. And now let's see if Iowa can convert this third down. They haven't converted a third down all game. Manson, left side throw. It's incomplete. Hinkle could not hang on. Good defense there by Penn State's Alan Zamitis. He's already had a pick in this game. And fourth down for Iowa, and they are going to punt again. I think it's safe to say Iowa's already waved the white flag. They have already waved the white flag. They've already surrendered. Penn State might be putting in their backups, I think, after this kick. Their catch is called. Oh, no, there's 1 second left. They're going to have one more play with their starters, and now they're going to... And then they're going to try to put in their backups. Yeah, by the way, that was Mike Gasparotto that was in on third down. The Richard Sr., he had one more yard than Austin Scott. He had 1 touchdown. 1. I formation for Penn State. This will be the last play of the third quarter. And it's going to be a throw by Mills. Well protected again. Right side throw. Knocked down.
Hey, take him to the grass, and then they can come in.
That will end the third quarter. 30-0 Penn State. We're just going to take a little bit of a break, and then we will get set on the fourth quarter. I know it's a little bit of a waste of time, but at the same time, yeah. I guess we could do so. Just a little bit. Just a few minutes. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter. Testing, testing. Okay. Yep, make sure I don't do the same thing I did last time. I did that. That was the Red River rivalry, and I missed the rest of the second quarter and the entire second half. Made sure to remember that. Not do that again. Yeah, we're on that screen. 2nd and 10 I formation. Handoff goes to the back of fullback. That's Demetrius Miller. He's going to get a decent gain. Yep, so it looks like Penn State's put in their backup. So Michael Robinson is the quarterback. And it was Robinson who got the tackle. Derek Robinson, the 6'5" redshirt senior defensive end. So 3rd and 5 now for Penn State. 4 of 8 on 3rd downs for the Nittany Lions. Gasparotto is in the backfield alongside Robinson. And it's a QB draw. And Robinson's going to go left side, break the tackle. He might be inches short. Constantine, I think, got the tackle. Oh, they're going to say, nope, they're going to say he got a first down. So he just barely gets the first down in the 43-yard line, and the drive continues. No luck that time on the 3rd down by Iowa. Here's a long drop back by Robinson. Looking left side, flag down, triple coverage. Not a smart pass by Michael Robinson, but there was holding anyway. That time, the penalty is on Robinson. It was holding on another Robinson. I guess that was Jason Robinson who committed a holding call. Wait, let me see. Oh my goodness, yeah. They're putting in their backup offensive line. Yeah, that was Jason Robinson, I think, that got the holding call. So 1st and 20 now. Gasparotto goes to motion. 1st and 20. Townsend covering. Here is Robinson looking for somebody. He has Gerald Smith making the catch. Tackled by Antoine Allen at the 40. That's 70 yards back from the holding call. So 2nd down for Penn State. How far to go? It looks like 2nd and 12. So yeah, this game is pretty much on ice now. Penn State's just having a little bit of fun here with their backups. Michael Robinson with the shotgun with Gasparotto. Man was in motion. That might have been Whitehead. Play fake. Here's Robinson looking left side, and it's almost intercepted by Constantine. Sean Constantine had his hands on it. That time going for Josh Hannum. But to no avail, that's going to be 3rd down for the Nittany Lions. 41-yard line is where the ball is for 3rd and 12. Big Demetrius Miller, 6'3", 237, is in the backfield alongside Gasparotto. High snap. Robinson on 3rd and 12, fires underneath. That is complete. Broken tackle, just a yard short. Constantine gets the tackle. That was Ray Whitehead, the 5'11" junior wideout, who is 5th string on the depth chart. He gets a nice gain on the catch, and his first catch of the game. And Capanos will punt the ball away. I have no idea why the fans are booing. They probably want the scoreboard to get even more ugly. Capanos will punt it away again. Air catch called. This will go to the end zone. That's a touchback for 4:54 to go. Now will take over on the field. Let's see if they can finally score some points. I wish this was the game that the incident happened, not the Red River rivalry. It's 1st and 10. Solomon in motion. Nance is still out there at quarterback. Here's an option play. Quick pitch to Lewis, and he is brought down to the backfield. Just no chance he really had. And it looks like Jay Alford may have gotten him. Oh my goodness. This has gotten ugly. Really ugly. Tackle was made that time by J.B. Williams. So it wasn't one of the... It wasn't the name I just mentioned. It was J.B. Williams, a true freshman, backup strong safety. Lots of 5 on the option. A second of 15 for Iowa. Manson looking left side. He's got a man. It's Ed Hinkle. This time he holds on. First down, Iowa. Finally able to get something going. It looks like it goes for 25 yards to Ed Hinkle. First down for the Hawkeyes at the 40-yard line. This has been an absolute embarrassment of a performance by the Hawkeyes. Just a performance to go in the fourth quarter. They're trying to score the first points of the game. Manson again throwing right side. Throw! Misses his target. Missed his target. Mike Follett, the Richard Jr. tight end. And yeah, this cataclysmic day continues. This has been an absolute disaster for Iowa. A masterclass by Penn State and a 30-0 blowout. Penn State after this game will go to, it looks like 7-1. Here's the throw by Manson on second down and almost picked off. Nearly picked off. Was that Maurice Humphrey that almost had that one? Oh my. No, it wasn't. That was Tavarius Hutchinson. Third and 10, 3:58 to go. Man in motion, looks like it's Townsend. Here's Manson, will roll out pass, left side, throw, knocked away. Hutchinson again on coverage of the tight end. Follett. And it looks to be that Iowa will putt it away again. Yep. Oh yeah. I had an SEC upset in mind. I completely didn't say this. Oh no, I did say it. LSU beat Auburn 46-43 in the jungle, in Jordan-Hare. That was the first home loss by a top 25 team this week. Here's the punt by the Hawkeyes. That was not a great punt. Let's go to the 25, but he fumbles the ball. That was Gasparotto. And he falls onto it. And it's going to be at the 21-yard line. First down, Penn State. 3:48 to go. I would much rather you just run the rest of this clock out, Penn State. Okay? Because this game is over. Really, really over. They're going to keep on throwing the ball. And Josh Ham can't catch the ball. That was a little quick strike, but... yeah, the fourth-string wideout, the 6-foot redshirt sophomore couldn't complete the catch. Drops it on the short leg flat, maybe a short curl. Second and 10, 3:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Now Gasparotto goes in motion on second and 10. Option play, Robinson spins away, now pitches it to Gasparotto, somehow catches it, and he's taken down for like 1 or 2 yards. I think it was Constantine that got him down, but it will still be third and either 9 or 8. That was a little weird option. That pitch was so short, and somehow Mike Gasparotto was able to make the catch, but it didn't really matter. It only got 1 yard. So third and 9 for Penn State. Now in the I formation. So we hand off. Gasparotto has it. Tries to spin, but not to no avail. And Iowa makes the 3-and-out stand. At this time it was Jonathan Babineau, the senior D tackle. Haven't heard his name all game. Able to get there. to make the stop, and Capitals will punt it away again. Iowa's offense struggling against Penn State backups really sums up this game. I mean, Iowa just had no business even showing up to this game the way this is going. Ishmael Lewis breaking the tackle on the punt return, and I think this is the best field position Iowa has ever started with this entire game. I don't think I'm joking around. I think this is the best starting field position for this entire game for Iowa. And it's at the 44. 2.5 minutes to play. Can Iowa finally score in this game, or Penn State gonna pitch the shutout? Come on, at least score once, Iowa. Seriously, Jamel Lewis goes in motion for an empty look. Hansen with a defender out there, and he gets him. Unblocked defender was there, and it was Jamarcus Crenshaw, true freshman, who gets the sack. Blitz came. There was an unblocked guy out there, and he ends up getting the tackle for loss on the quarterback. Loss of 6 on that play, 2nd and 16. Over 2 minutes to go now. Here's Manson. Has a little bit more protection this time. That pass completes. That's Clinton Solomon this time. He wore number 3 before he switched to 88. And Utah State was ahead of Arkansas State. Yeah, spoiler alert, Utah State is no longer undefeated. So the only group of 5 team that's undefeated is Fresno State. Sadly. Utah State lost to Arkansas State 32-27. So it was a good game. Here we go, 3rd down again. Here's Manson looking left side. Has a man. He's got a 1st down in Penn State territory. It's Ed Hinkle. Now he's starting to make some catches. And needed it what they needed most, he does make the catch this time. 1st down in Iowa. But even though this is garbage time at this point. Under 2 minutes to play. Hawkeyes now trying to score here on this possession to actually make the score look more respectable. And they're going to hand it off to Lewis, and he makes a move. He's going to get a nice gain of 9. He's had a pretty solid day in this game, but just the lack of a passing game really limited his production. That was a good gain of 9 yards. Didn't really have to make a move until the very end. The tackle was actually made by Jeremy McDonald, true freshman backup free safety. 2nd and 1 for Iowa. 1:20 left to go in the 4th. Ace formation. Ace backfield, excuse me. They're going to hand it off again. Jamel Lewis will pick up the 1st down. With 1:14 remaining in the game. It was McDonald again who made the tackle. So now just over a minute left in the game. Let's see if Iowa can score finally. For Penn State, player of the game, 7 carries, 51 yards, and 2 total touchdowns for Adam Scott. He is your player of the game, according to the game. 1st and 10, less than a minute to go. Manson looking. He's got a man open. Oh, but he overthrew it. He had his tight end wide open. Nobody really within a yard of Mike Follett. Or Mike Follett. No, I think it is Follett. But, man, Jason Manson overthrew it. I probably should have put in. Yeah, I definitely should have just put in. Oh, well. Kevin Sherlock's in the game now. He goes in motion. It's an empty look. Now he's blocking, actually. Here's Manson looking for one-on-one coverage. He makes the catch. It's Ed Hinkle. 1st down, Hawkeyes. 4th catch of the game for Mr. Ed Hinkle, the 6'1", redshirt junior wideout. 48 seconds left. I think the Hawkeyes call timeout. So it's at the 4-yard line for 1st and goal. Can Iowa finally score? Is Penn State going to pitch the shutout? Now it's Trent Clausen, backup left tackle, that's in motion. Here is the throw to the backfield. Oh, almost had Kevin Sherlock open for a touchdown. See if I can get the freshman going. Let me see if I can do that. I'm just calling a random play and then just, you know. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see if I can put the... At least for this game. Or at least for this kind of drive.
This is fun right here, guys. It's just us versus them. And the team with more will and determination and drive is going to come out.
Okay, Corso. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to put Church in there, at least just for the time being. I'll put Manson back in. Oh my goodness, wow. That QB sneak did not work, Corso. It's now 3rd and goal at like the 3-yard line. And Iowa called timeout again. Gonna see if see what Reuben Church is made of. He does have the best accuracy or the best quarterback stats of the quarterbacks there in Iowa, so maybe he can do something. Oh, he hands it off to the fullback. He's gonna be just short. He handed it off to Aaron Mickens, but he was stopped short by Penn State. Tackle goes to J.B. Williams at the 2, or at the 1. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it at the 1. This is it. Oh, wait. Let me... Actually, no. Never mind. Here we go. 4th and goal. They're going to toss it to Lewis. And he has the outside. It's a touchdown for Iowa. He finally gets it. They finally score at the end of the game. Iowa's first touchdown of the game. And it's and Lou Belts to score than Jamel Lewis. Alright, I'm going to take it back out. Oh, whoops. Nope, wrong thing. Alright, I'm going to take him out now. That was fun. But, yeah, I think it's time to... it's time to... Okay, there we go. Alright. So they had their fun. Yep, so Iowa finally scores for the first time in this game. So now Adam McDermott gets to finally kick an extra point. And this extra point is good. So 30-7 is the score. Yeah, I just had a little fun with it. I mean, the outcome of the game doesn't really change. It's just... You know something? Reuben Church didn't even get a throw. I probably should have just put him in for the 4th quarter and see how he does. That's what I should have done. Yeah, well, I guess I'll remember that for next time that somebody has a true freshman quarterback and they're losing very badly. So Bradley will kick an onside kick. I'm not sure why, but... Oh, boy, that was not a good one. And that will pretty much do it. Onside kick was absolutely terrible. And the recovery... Who was number 17? Oh, Levon Chisley. So the 6'5" redshirt junior defensive end, Levon Chisley, was there for the onside kick recovery. And one final kneel down for Penn State should officially seal it for the Nittany Lions. He should come away with a win. And there it is. So Penn State wins this ball game 30-7. They go to 6-1 instead of 7-1. So note on that. What the? Okay. Neon Bay, really? Okay, here we go. Never mind. Okay, hold on. No. Dude, it's the same thing. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Oh, it's the We Are Penn State thing. Okay, here we go. There we go. This was an absolute domination by Penn State. 350 yards, 13 first downs. They led in pretty much every single category. You can't get any better than that. Zach Mills in this game, 11 of 22 for 227, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Player of the game, they gave it to Austin Scott. He had 84 total yards and 2 total touchdowns. 33-yard touchdown reception. He is your player of the week. I'm going to agree with the game and say that, yep, he is going to be the player of the game for this one. So 30-7 is the final. Penn State wins it over Iowa. Of course, later on tonight, you will see Georgia Tech traveling to Maryland to take on the Terrapins, who are number 7 in the country. As always, I'm Devin Price. Until then, I'll see you guys later.